Opened in 2001, the museum occupies what was once the Royal Naval Armaments Depot at Priddy's Hard, a site long dedicated to the storage, handling, and manufacturing of munitions for the Royal Navy. Today, the museum forms part of the National Museum of the Royal Navy, bringing together centuries of weapons history under one roof. Inside, you'll find an extraordinary spectrum of naval weaponry, from diminutive small arms to full-scale gun turrets and sophisticated missile systems. Your tour might pass a Victorian-era Armstrong 20-pounder, then sweep through to World War II's QF 4-inch Mk-16 naval gun, before landing on post-war systems like the Exocet, Sea Dart, Seawolf, and the 4.5-inch Mark 8 naval gun. The museum's collection is comprehensive. Weapons spanning all dimensions of naval warfare, surface to surface, air to surface, surface to air, and subsurface systems, including mines and torpedoes. One of the museum's standout features is its newer permanent gallery, the Night Hunters, the Royal Navy's coastal forces at war, opened in 2021. Here you'll see two preserved wartime vessels, CMB 331, a 55-foot Thornycroft motorboat from 1941, and MTB 71, a 60-foot Vosper motor torpedo boat from 1940. Beyond the displays themselves, the setting adds powerful context. Many of the exhibits are housed in original 18th century magazines and storage buildings, giving visitors a sense of the real spaces where munitions were once carefully handled, packaged, and stored. There's even a waterside cafe overlooking the historic Camber Dock, linking the museum to its maritime roots. The Explosion Museum of Naval Firepower is more than a weapons display. It is a vivid narrative of technological change, wartime urgency, and the human stories behind naval armaments. Whether your interest lies in military history, engineering, or the lived experience of munitions workers, this museum delivers a rich, immersive opening to Britain's naval firepower legacy.
constructed in 1771. The site itself, Pretty's Hard, has been a home to munitions since the mid-1700s. The Grand Magazine could hold approximately 6,200 barrels of gunpowder, each holding 90 pounds. This was a total of 250 tons of gunpowder. The depot had its own cooperage, where the barrels were manufactured and repaired. You can see how this is done in the Age of Fighting Sail gallery. Barrels were constructed with copper bands and wooden hoops. Iron was not used to avoid sparking, which could set light to the gunpowder. When conveying the barrels, personnel had to wear felt shoes in the magazine for the same reason. Before the barrels were brought to the magazine, they were examined at the shifting house to check that they were absolutely watertight to prevent moisture getting in or powder leaking out, which could accidentally be set alight by a spark of metal. The barrels were marked with their date of arrival to ensure the oldest were used first. The brick walls of the magazine are 8 feet or 2.5 meters thick and were constructed so that air could circulate freely. The room was ventilated by the use of doors and air vents. It was essential that the gunpowder did not get wet as it decomposed. Therefore, the temperature in the magazine had to remain constant, be kept cool and dry with the powder barrels in neat regulation stacks. In fact, when the magazine was first completed, it had to dry out for 3 years before any powder could be stored in it. The magazine was also built with a layer of chalk over the roof, which would contain any internal explosions and protect the contents from an external bombardment. The walkway outside this room is known as the rolling way, and it was used to transfer barrels to the camber for loading and unloading powder hoists, a type of sail barge